it gets kind of worse. We're gonna get into his other excuses, but first, he is trying to message around this, and not just in interviews. He's been bleeding left and right. I am being indicted for you, he shouts. Again, I don't think most MAGA people have stolen classified documents. I think that was just Trump, just the big guy. But he's really throwing everything against the wall, trying to see what will stick. He bleated this, and you only know if you find this to be reassuring right now. President Joe Biden and every living president, except Donald Trump, are direct descendants of slaveholders, Jimmy Carter, George Bush, Bill Clinton, and through his white mother's side, Barack Obama. Reuters. I hope that every African American in our country is reading this right now. Remember. So it doesn't matter what he does. They're all descended from slave owners. It kind of seems to run against the whole thing that conservatives say, which is, how could you possibly judge us based on what happened 100 years ago? You seem to want to, Trump. Also, I want every African American in the country to remember that on his white mother's side, Barack Obama is descended from slaveholders. So Barack Obama, ergo ipso facto, is racist. It's a wonder that he has so much trouble among certain voting demographics. But anyway, all of that is just fun and games. We need to get to the serious stuff, which is we're back to the part of the news cycle where he is implying, or I would say encouraging, harassment and possibly violence against people who are daring to investigate him. So he bleats in all caps, could somebody please explain to the deranged Trump-hating Jack Smith, his family and his friends, that as president of the United States, I come under blah, 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 lots of lies that have been debunked. I don't care about the stuff about the Sox case. It's irrelevant. It's not a defense. It's not gonna work in court. The important point is he is saying, I want you to explain to him, his family and his friends.
Yeah.
What game are we playing, Yaz? That's not an implication that he wants people to go harass everyone who's tangentially related to Jack Smith, that if like somebody goes and murders his cousin or something, that has nothing to do with this. How dare someone imply that? It'd be very impolite if you were to say that he was encouraging violence when he's once again talking about the family and friends of people investigating him. Like, I'm so sick of this, Yaz.
I mean, that's the thing that we keep doing, right? We keep excusing his rhetoric and the things that he says and the things that he does. And we keep saying, well, he didn't explicitly say this or that. Everyone with any kind of common sense can read between lines and know that the way that you say something has an impact on the message that is ultimately delivered, right? Everybody knows this. It's just very hard to prove that in court. But as far as functionally, a lot of these pundits on Fox News and Newsmax and things like that, they can deny all kinds of things all day long, and then their base will hear those denials and not realize that they're actually falling for all the things that Trump is wanting them to fall for. He's saying something in one way in their minds. He's not saying that, but they're still acting based on what they interpreted from that message. So it is very dangerous. It is exhausting. And it's really kind of disappointing that people haven't picked up, more people, I should say, haven't picked up on what's happening and what he's doing. Whether or not it's intentional or unintentional kind of doesn't matter because it's what's happening.
Yeah, we have to remember that for many of these people, it's not just that they were failed by the American education system and they have been encouraged ever since to never exercise critical thought, and so they're very easy to con. It's partially that, but it's not just that.
Context clues, man.
People, what's that?
It's like context clues. Those will get you every time.
Yeah, it's also that it's not that his base believes things that are wrong. They do, but that's not really the important part. It's that they just want to believe things. They are a ball of anxieties and fears and desires, and that's it. And so everything is just what they want to believe. It doesn't need to be convincing because like you could be a really bad car salesman, but if somebody is like just dying to have this car, it doesn't matter if you fumble the pitch. They want it really bad. And so that's what we're seeing here. Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.